Seeing a dead animal on the side of the road is something nobody wants, and hitting one even less so. As someone going into wildlife conservation and going through extensive research on this topic, I can provide a thorough argument over why we should install wildlife corridors over highways. I'm going to cover the facts that installing wildlife corridors will reduce roadkill, promote genetic diversity, and promote ecological health. Wildlife corridors provide a much safer alternative route for animals to cross highways. But first, we need to know what wildlife corridors are. Wildlife corridors act as bridges between different ecosystems, except these bridges aren't made out of concrete or pavement. They're covered in grass, trees, and other foliage to act as kind of a just natural extender of an ecosystem and makes the animals more comfortable when crossing it. A study conducted by Immense shows that wildlife corridors can reduce wildlife vehicle collisions by 97%. And with this prevents casualties when hitting bigger animals. It reduces repair costs to vehicles when hitting smaller animals, and also just saves more animals in general. Now that animals are making it across highways, that's not the only way they're benefiting from these wildlife corridors. Wildlife corridors keep genetic diversity high, since animals can make it to and from different ecosystems. Genetic diversity refers to the genetic makeup of an animal and how different it is from one organism to the next. If genetic diversity is low or isn't present, it can cause a variety of problems. Over time, as genetic diversity decreases, organisms in a population will grow to become very genetically similar, almost becoming clones of each other. And with this, as seen in Minter's study, they become so genetically similar that they're all susceptible to the same things, such as diseases. If a disease were to wipe through a population with very low genetic diversity, the entire population would likely be wiped out. On top of this, some species only live in one ecosystem. So if that species' genetic diversity is low, it could cause them extinction. Low reproductive success is another downside of low genetic diversity. With this, animals aren't the only one benefiting from wildlife corridors. Ecosystems benefit too. As time goes on, more and more ecosystems are fragmented due to human expansion. This is mainly due to roads and highways cutting through an ecosystem, breaking it apart. With wildlife corridors, they can reconnect these ecosystems to promote ecological connectivity. Ecological connectivity refers to an animal's ability to freely move back and forth between environments. Without ecological connectivity, nutrients can't move in and out of an environment. And if an environment isn't getting any new nutrients, it won't sustain itself for long, eventually leading the populations that live there to die and the ecosystems itself to turn into a barren wasteland, as according to Hillman's study. With this, we've covered how wildlife corridors will reduce roadkill, how they promote genetic diversity, and how ecosystem health benefits from them. Nobody wants to hit and kill an animal, And these wildlife corridors are the exact solution that we need to stop these risks. Here are my notes.